Chris is running against Scott Murphy, which we all know. Mr. Murphy has been invited here tonight. I'm not sure whether he'll be here or not, but whatever questions you got, Chris will field, and I'm sure when we get all done here, you'll know this guy is the real deal. I've been around him a few times, and every time I'm around him, I like him better. So hopefully, any questions you got, don't be afraid to say them, bring them up, and we'll talk about them. Anybody else got anything you want to say? Yes.
I'll just add to what Lester said by telling you that I'm also enthralled every time I hear Chris speak. Now, let me tell you, he's from this neck of the woods, grown up in Columbia County. He served us very proudly for over 2.5 decades in the Army. So he's put his life on the line for all of us, which I highly respect all of our veterans, as I know most of you do as well. He's come back to where he had his roots. He's raising his family here with his wonderful wife, Mary Jo, and he relates to what it is that we know about in this area, in this county, in this district, and that is that we are a God-fearing group of people, that we respect our country, that we respect our veterans, that we look out for each other, and that we're looking for our government to respect the fact that we do that, and we're looking for our government to work with us and not against us as we try to prosper and help our children to prosper. So I'm real proud to be supporting Chris Gibson, and I know you'll be excited to hear from him, and there'll be a whole room full of supporters by the time he gets done. So.
Okay, Chris, it's up to you.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, we're all going to run away.
Well, to Les and Kathy, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me just say thank you. I know you're very busy. A lot of places that you can be right now. And the fact that you chose to spend some time here, I appreciate deeply. To give me an opportunity to tell you a little bit about who I am, my background, and where I see the country right now, and where I think we need to go. And what I do is, I'd like to start off by telling you a little bit about myself so you can feel comfortable about who it is that I am and the values that I possess. I did want to say that, as Kathy mentioned, I'm blessed. Mary Jo is with us tonight. My wife. And we have 3 kids, Katie, Maggie, and Connor. They're 12, 11, and 9. They go to Ichabod Crane. And I'm the oldest of Bob and Barbara Gibson, my parents. And in fact, we have some folks in the room here who knew my dad. We lost my dad a couple of years ago on Memorial Day. But my dad was a volunteer firefighter for 37 years. He was in the New York Army National Guard. Spent many years there, and Bob Jensen's here tonight, and he served with him, and among others. Hogan lives right down the hill here, and I'm sorry, Wood lives right down the hill here, Old Sergeant Wood, and he served with Dad and myself as well. But my parents, conservative Irish Catholic family. Dad actually was in a union. He worked for Otis Elevator for many years, in this day and age, in the tough times that we're in right now, I can tell you that I appreciate that because our family went through some tough times too. While the mid-70s, things were going pretty well for somebody working for Otis. By the late 70s, that wasn't so much the case. Dad spent a good portion of 1978 and 79 out of work. And so I watched that eat him up. I watched my dad go through what it was like to take unemployment insurance and to continually to try to find a job. And I will tell you, that did impact me. I was the first one in our family to become a Republican. I was influenced by Ronald Reagan, who came to the scene in 79 and 80 with a whole different vision for our country and how we can get the federal economy going. He was one that said, instead of trying to work major government programs to grow jobs, what we ought to do is try to remove impediments to growth. Look at the tax and regulatory policies in our country with an eye towards trying to understand how small business owners, small businessmen and small business women, how they approach their decisions to try to create an environment that was facilitating of their decisions and growth.